What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we have the weekly reset for the 17th of October in Destiny 2. As always, we're going to jump in and check out the main rewards and vendor inventories for the week. But this time around we get the mid-season update, so there are some patch notes right there. Then we also have the launch of Festival of the Lost for the year, so there are a couple of extras to touch on that front, but additionally, Festival of the Lost means a whole bunch of new items in the Eververse store. So as always, we'll round up Eververse for the week, as well as Banshee and ShADA-1, featured weapons, activity rewards, and a bunch of other stuff worth knowing as we head into the reset this week. So as always guys, I hope you find the video useful today. If you do, be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. But without further delay, let's jump into it. Okay, and so the first thing you'll notice today, of course, with the launch of Festival of the Lost, we've got all the glitz and glam of the Festival of the Lost trailer, so you can see some of that in the background. A better look at the armor in-game as well, which is cool. But also a bunch of screenshots here, you can see some of the new masks for the year, as well as Eververse items, so various ships, sparrows, and ghost shells that we'll find inside of both the event card and the Eververse store for the event. So let's a very quick look at all of that stuff, and let us know if you'll be playing Festival of the Lost down in the comments section. And so first up today, we do get a few extra patch notes for the update that we've had. Of course, I've previously broken down some of the armor and weapon tuning that we've got, but there are some additional things worth knowing. So for the Crucible, they fixed multiple out of bounds areas on multiplex. They also disabled Icarus Dash while using an Aegis shield in Crucible's Relic game mode, and fixed an issue where sparrows could be used on multiplex. So a couple of things there. But they also made some adjustments on Meltdown in Trials of Osiris to the Domination Zone and heavy ammo spawn positions, and then for raids and dungeons and the Root of Nightmares, they say encounter challenges are now active, and for Grasp of Avarice, players no longer lose additional ability charges when acquiring 10 Burdened by Riches. On top of that though, for seasonal activities, they fixed an issue where the Lacuna card would suppress players after eliminating a combatant with a weapon with Repulsor Brace. They also fixed an issue where Victory Lap braziers and deep sights that have been interacted with disappeared before newly joined players can interact with them, and an issue missing the speaker name for their holographic message subtitles. Plus for open world, they say they fixed a problem that would cause a small number of players to be granted owned exotics from Legend and Master Lost sectors and the Vex Strike Force. But interestingly, there are a couple of additional exotic changes. So Foe Tracers no longer grant max surge bonus on glaive and sword kills. For the Icefall Mantle, they fixed an issue where players spawned without class ability energy in the Crucible. Then for Astrocyte Verse, the description has been updated to better match its functionality. They also fixed an issue with Path of Burning Steps, where having the exotic perk active wouldn't change its appearance. And finally, they also updated the perk description for the Pyrogale Gauntlet, so a couple of extra small things right there for exotics. And finally, for abilities and the Strand Warlock, they fixed an issue where the Wanderer Tangles didn't suppress champions. So those are some of the standout additional patch notes that we didn't already know about, but I will link the patch changes in the description box below. Next up though, getting into vendor and event stuff right here, let's focus on the Eververse items available for Bright Dust this week. Apologies that we're getting contact in Destiny servers over and over again, but initially there is the Tombstone exotic emote, which is available for 3,250 Bright Dust in the store. Can't actually preview half of these things because the servers are playing up a bit too much. Then on the front page, additionally, there's the Hexing Shell Ghost right here, which is 2,850 Bright Dust. That one wanted to give us a preview. Let's try the Tombstone again. There we go, we finally got it. So a couple of exotics on the front page. Then there is also the Batwing entrance transmat effect for 450 Bright Dust. And we've got the Skelly Goal shader on the front page. As always, these cost 300 Bright Dust. Additionally though, there is the Blood Mane on the front page as well. Then for the main Bright Dust page, initially there's the Buster Ray exotic emote available here. This one can be grabbed for 3,250 Bright Dust. There's also the Accursed Sun, which is a rare emote we can see on the second page here for 400 Bright Dust. And then the Jacko Shell for 2,850 Bright Dust, pretty cool pumpkin shell if you fancy grabbing that one. And we've got the Mance Macabre exotic ship here on the second page as well for 2,000 Bright Dust. But then there is the Mad Machinery exotic sparrow for 2,500 Bright Dust this week. Pretty interesting one from a previous event. And then we've got the Worm Perilous ornament for the Parasite, which is 1,250 Bright Dust. I somehow missed this one last year. I don't buy everything from Eververse that comes up just to collect it. Personally, I grab the stuff that I'm most interested in. That's one I definitely need to add to collections. Naturally, with it having a wolf on, we've got the Howling Projection, which is 1,500 Bright Dust. And then for the second page shaders here, initially there is Shadow Strike available this week. Once again, all of these are 300 bright dust. Skelegal, again, which we've already had on the front page. Then there is the, I can't even say this, Bramble one from back in Forsaken, which is kind of a nice purple shader there. And finally, the Clinging Cobweb, available this week as well, if you fancy a bit of green in the mix. But then we've got the Looming Moon Transman effect. I think that might be a new one, potentially for this year. Not certain about that. Then there is Only the Finest as well. All of these are 450 bright dust. And finally, we've got the Shattered Shrieker Transman effect available here as well. So let us know if you plan to pick anything up from this first week of the Eververse store, but I do have a video with the Eververse rotation, so be sure to check that out if you want to avoid spending silver when you can instead grab stuff for bright dust. Then as always, getting into the festival stuff, be sure to visit Eva Levante in the tower. She's got quests and the event card challenges and all of that good stuff. We can get a bit of a preview right here for the new Memento icon, which is the cool weapon ornament, or shader pretty much, that we'll be able to pick up, and this is acquired from the Twilight Triumph, so be sure to look into all that stuff. Bungie have updated some icons for some of the weapons here. Everything is very pink, and of course we've got a separate video breaking down all of the potential perk rolls for the weapons from Festival, but a better look at the Cosmic Grenade Launcher right there on Eva Levante, and let us know down below if you plan to dive into Festival this year, and of course don't forget to grab your candy from the tree in the tower. Heading over to Banshee for the week though, on the front page we've got an Arsenic Bite 4B with Quick Draw and Archer's Tempo. There's also the Plank Stride Machine Gun with Heating Up and Eye of the Storm. Then the Pleiades Corrector with Fill Prep and Multi-Kill Clip, as well as Stochastic Variable with Ambitious Assassin Elemental Capacitor, and Widow's Bite with Lead from Gold Opening Shot. So that's the front page for today, but the second page has got Boudica C with Hipfire Grip and Gut Shot Straight, the Glissando 47, which is No Distractions Harmony, Stochastic Variable again with Surplus Wellspring, and then the Amid AR2 with Triple Tap Gut Shot Straight, Memory Interdict with Clown Cartridge Disruption Break, and then we've got the Marsilian C with Envious Assassin and Incandescent, which is absolutely probably the best roll you can get on this thing. Quite a bunch of fun for ad control and stuff like that, so actually that one's probably worth grabbing this week, but bear in mind, the rolls and featured weapons will change throughout the course of the week, so it's worth visiting Banshee a couple of times. Very finally though, visiting ShADA-1 down here in the annex. For the armor set, we've got the Insight Unyielding set, available this week. So if you want to add this to collections, some older armor right here, it's worth a visit. But then we've got the Genotype Null Zero shader from back in Warmind available. These are all 10,000 Glimmer. There's also the Flowers of Io Worn shader available this week. And if you want to add the older faction shaders to collections, we've got Dead Orbit's Fate available there as well. Up next though, for other activity content this week, the Scarlet Keep is the featured Nightfall, and the featured Nightfall weapon for the week is the Buzzard Sidearm. So, of course, there are opportunities to pick up the Adept variant of that from Grandmasters. We also have the Grandmaster catch-up node if you're still working on that, so there are a couple of things to go after on that front. Additionally though, Operation Seraph Shield is the featured exotic mission in the Rotator this week, so Revision 0 is available, but also any of the seasonal weapons from Season of the Seraph can be farmed in that activity as well. So let us know if you plan to dive in, but finally for activity content, we have the featured Lost Sectors for the week, and today we get Extraction dropping exotic chess pieces, then we'll get helmet drops from Metamorphosis on October 18th, Legs dropping from K1 Revelation on the 19th, then on the 20th we'll get K1 Communion dropping exotic gauntlets, K1 Crew Quarters dropping chess pieces on the 21st, and for the 22nd of October it'll be Concealed Void dropping exotic helmets, before finally getting Bunker E15 dropping exotic legs on the 23rd. It's a good look if you're hunting down higher stat rolls or any of the exotics you're missing in those activities, but of course, we can also focus Eerie Engrams from Festival of the Lost for exotics, so that may be an option this week if you're catching up on picking up older exotics from the game. But additionally, there are the Festival of the Lost weapons, and I've got a separate video with all of the potential rolls for those weapons, which I'll link down below. But for today guys, that is what we have to round up in this video, so as always I hope it has been useful, and if it has, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Additionally though, be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content, festival stuff, news, and all of the updates that Bungie will be revealing for the future in the coming weeks as we head towards Season 23, so definitely get subscribed and turn on notifications, plus let us know in the comment section if you're diving into the game this reset. But otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.